I've decided to start this new series of video called Discovery of the Month, where I want to share with you something that I discovered and that I find may help you in your lives and help you improve them. So without further ado, I'm going to start with this month's discovery, which is called Zero Waste Home. So this is the book. I have stumbled on Bea's YouTube video a couple of years ago. She had a blog, so I went to her blog, and through the blog I found out that she wrote a book. I looked if my local library had it, and they had it, but only in French, so I went on and rented it. I guess I should start explaining what this book is about, and it's basically it's this woman called Bea. She managed to reduce her waste to so little that it fits like in a quartz jar. So it's like her waste per year for a family of 4 is like big like this. When I first saw that, I was so impressed, and it really stopped me for a second, and I started thinking of all of the waste I was producing and wondering if there was a way for me to reduce my waste. I absolutely love the book. First, I find that the book is very, very complete and thorough. I didn't expect that. I expected, I don't know, I knew it was kind of a guide, but I didn't expect it that I would get so much information. And I really enjoyed that fact that it was like jump-packed with how-tos, tips, recipes. It's a big, big, big reference. Second, every chapters are divided by the living area of your house. It's very cool because if you're more interested in one section of your home rather than another one, you can jumpstart the book at any time, which is pretty amazing. Another thing that I really, really liked about this book, and it's about Bea, I guess, is that never in the book I felt that I had to be as perfect as she is, or I had to reduce my waste as much as she reduced hers. Whew, that's a tongue twister for me. I've read a couple of books before where authors were more almost dogmatic, and I really didn't like that. Now, the downside of the book. It's not really a downside, it's something that is very, very personal. But the last chapters, because it didn't apply to me for my life, or for my current life, they were harder for me to read. But I decided to read this book from start to the end because that's what I wanted. I guess I'm gonna share with you right now what this book brought me and how it improved my life. So the first thing I did, and that's almost like I read this part in the book and then the next day I was applying it, is I start buying some of my grocery in bulk. So basically a good example I could give you is I start buying my rice in the bulk section when I just need to fill a bag, and that's it, I got my rice. Just for fun, I looked at the difference of the price and I realized that buying it in bulk in that specific store, I was saving about 50% of the price. The next thing I did is that I found this very cool shampoo. It's super eco-friendly, it's chemical-free, it's cruelty-free, it's vegan, there's no gluten, it's like, whoa, super good, healthy shampoo. I saw that they were also having this like big jar where you can refill this brand of shampoo in your bottle. And now instead of having to buy a bottle of plastic every time, I just need to refill it. 2 other things that we started to do, but I started doing them before reading this book. The first one is renting books instead of buying them. So that's why I rent this book. And the second thing is compost. This reduced our waste so much. I think our waste was mainly food. Not that we're throwing food away. It's just like things that you don't eat in food, for example, banana peels, all of the parts that you don't eat from a fruit or vegetable were thrown to the trash before, and now we cut them in little pieces and we bring it to the compost. So that's very cool. I just want to make a quick note for any of my viewers who are French speaking. I mentioned that I've read this book and they had it in French in my local library, and at first I was a little bit like, oh, I usually prefer to read a book in its original language if it's a language that I can read. But I have to say the translation of this book is spot on. I actually really liked it. It was very, very well done. And also the reason why I actually prefer to have read this book in French is because the end here, you see this gray little part, this is the resource area. of the book. And all of the resource, or because I read this book in French in Quebec, or from Quebec. And I think that maybe if I had it in English, all the resources would have been from the US. So for that reason, I actually really liked having this book in French. Yeah, I guess this is it. All the references are going to be down in the description box just to make sure you get all of the information. I really suggest that you go and have a look at Bia's video, because for me, anyway, it was mind-blowing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hope you have a nice day.